Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Our headline. Good morning. It's Friday, the 14th of February. Our top story today. A new man in number 11. Boris Johnson's reshuffled cabinet will meet for the first time this morning.
Now, someone who won't be there is the former Chancellor, Sajid Javid, who dramatically resigned yesterday, saying he couldn't accept a demand to get rid of his advisers. Our political correspondent, Nick Erdley, has more.
So let's find out a bit more about this new Chancellor, Rishi Sunak. Why is he so in favour with Boris Johnson so much?
Robert Jenrick, the Housing, Communities and Local Government Secretary, is going to be talking to one of Boris Johnson's ministers just after 7 o'clock.
The death toll from the coronavirus outbreak in China has continued to rise, but there are doubts over the true scale of the epidemic. In
the last few hours, officials said a further 121 people died yesterday. It signalled a marked decline on Wednesday's dramatic increase. However, the World Health Organization is concerned about the way cases are being counted. Stephen, thanks very much. Stephen McDonald there for us in Beijing.
Politicians in the United States have voted to support a law that would limit President Trump's ability to attack Iran without their permission.
The High Court is due to rule on a case brought by a former police officer who sent tweets that were seen as offensive to members of the transgender community.
Harry Miller was interviewed by police and it was logged as a non-hate crime incident, which could show up on checks carried out by future employers. He argues that goes against the right to free speech. Our legal correspondent, Clive Coleman, has the detail.
17 Jamaican men who were deported from the UK on Tuesday have been released from an army processing centre in the capital, Kingston.
They had all been convicted of criminal offences and given prison sentences of 12 months or more. Greg Mackenzie has the story. A record temperature of over 20 degrees Celsius has been recorded in Antarctica.
This morning, the residents of a street in Bristol received an even better Valentine's Day bouquet from the graffiti artist Banksy.
How did it
wasn't
go?
The greatest name.
Well, I mean, brilliantly, but she didn't win, which sounds a bit, you know, nonsensical. But the fact that she came into this one as a challenger. She's playing in the Premier League darts event.
Yes.
So she had that great success at the World Darts, Premier League darts. She was playing as one of the challengers against the world's best. No challenger has ever won a match in the Premier League.
Is this done in
darts.
rounds or anything, or is it just a one-off?
It's done. There's kind of like 9 events, I think, throughout the year. So
okay.
a challenger is invited to play in each of the events. So last night, playing in Nottingham, Fallon Sherrock's turn. So she drew, but considering no challenger's ever won, I guess that sort of symbolises the significance. She drew, yeah, she drew her match against Glenn Durant.
Good, she didn't
lose.
So,
you know, and she's performances that he's been producing of late.
Absolutely, John. Are you going to stay and have a look at the papers for us in just a moment? Very good, thank you.
We were talking about the temperature in Antarctica. Was it Antarctica or Antarctica?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. 20 degrees. More than 20 degrees recorded. That's worrying, isn't it, Matt? Morning.
Can you do, with your clicker, can you go
Them now.
Stay away from the puddles?
From the puddles. Yeah. I wait.
And then
Could
Some
just
people find
ruin
it
your
amusing.
day.
yeah.
Find it won't.
So, not me. Some people find it amusing, don't they?
So we're going to have the time now is 6:24.
Talking about mumps, because cases of mumps in England are at their highest level in a decade. This is according to figures seen by BBC Breakfast.
Public Health England says the increase has been largely driven by outbreaks in universities and colleges amongst young adults who missed out on the MMR vaccine when they were children. Tim Muffet has the details.
I tell you what, everyone thinks of mumps, or I certainly used to think. I've had mumps when I was very young, but everyone thinks of mumps as just like something. When you see the impact of what it does with all the swelling and the pain that people go through, it's very interesting. It'd be really interesting if you got in touch with us. Perhaps you've struggled with it. Perhaps you were struggling with choosing the vaccine. And you're seeing now children of a certain age getting it. Get in touch.
And also there'll be, you know, there are generations now who have been making that decision for their very young children. Whether you're making that decision now, we will be talking to 2 experts, 2 doctors, a little later on, just after 8 o'clock. So we'll go through all of the risks and talk about some of the damage that mumps can do, because it can be a very serious condition.
Find out what's happening wherever you are this morning with the news, travel and weather. We'll see you in a few minutes. Good morning to you. You're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Time now is 6:31. All latest news and sport coming up.
Perhaps those who had tested negative for the coronavirus and were over the age of 80 would be allowed off the ship. Do you know anything about that? You're going through upheaval, but you seem in positive spirits, I should say, at the very least. And thank you very much for keeping us up to date with the latest announcements as well. Wish you well, Spencer. Spencer Ferrenbecker there, who US citizen in quarantine, of course, on that Diamond Princess liner, quarantined off the coast of Yokohama in Japan.
Yes, get a sense of two very different quarantine situations, but interesting that the first, according to the announcement made on the ship, as he said just the last few minutes, the first people may be allowed off that
11,
ship.
I think. It is 18 minutes to 7. We're getting...
Who said she doesn't want to just be that plucky underdog that's cheered on because she's a woman, you know, taking the darts world by storm. And the more performances she produces, such as the one she did last night, I think that is going to happen. Because she didn't win last night in the Premier League event of darts, but she drew. And when you consider that she came in as a challenger, and no challenger has ever won a match in a Premier League event before.
So the context means she's stepping up.
She is,
a serious
but
degree.
not just, you know, whereas before I think, you know, everyone very level, measured.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, delivery. She might be leading the team talk.
Like
that type of thing. Yeah. Let's hope that they, you know, can produce the goods.
Composure.
And perhaps win by one run this time. So
yeah, rather than lose. Here's hoping. Thanks, John. 14 minutes to 7 is the time.
Let's have a look at the weather. Matt's got all the details, and I think well, there you go. Those storm scenes, we're going to get used to those again across the week. Thanks, Matt. 6:49 the time now. So, Ben, you're going to talk to us about contracts, like mobile phone contracts. I suspect it divides people, doesn't it? Either you're really on top of that stuff, when it starts, when it ends, how much you pay, or maybe you don't really know at all and you maybe need to know. I think there are more of us that don't know or maybe don't care, and the idea is it comes to the end and you might have signed up for 12 months or 2 years on a cheaper deal.
Much. Do you love your pets?
Do I what, sorry?
Love them. Love your pets.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? How much do you love them?
Yes, I mean, just, you know, in a conventional sense, absolutely, yes.
I wasn't asking in any other sense.
Yeah, you could carry on.
Well, how much do you love them? It's 14th of February today.
Oh, I see. We're talking about Valentine's Day, and the question is, in a way, would you give your pet a Valentine's gift or a card? There you go.
We've asked some people about it, see what they said. Yeah, that was, well, I thought it was a vows for, you know, I'd just kind of
Is that genuinely a card specifically to give to your pet? It really is.
It was there to my pet. And happy Valentine's Day.
So, a couple of thoughts on this one. People getting in touch already. You might not be surprised to know Erica has been in touch, who says, to be fair, the cat, it was her cat, didn't get a card, but it did get a new pot of Dreamies. And the reason is I woke up, I wish, yes, you know what? Just leave that
I like Steve's comment. You don't want to read that. I like Steve's comment. Steve says, never. My cat is a thing of evil. As most cats are, but we still love them.
Keep the thoughts coming in this morning. It doesn't have to be about Valentine. Maybe you just want to send a picture of your pet.
Yeah, do that.
Because you do love your pet.
In the conventional way. Find out what's happening where you are. We'll see you at 7.